Hello, this is Melinda Reese, Ayurvedic practitioner and licensed massage therapist. I work at Elevate Wellness Center in South Lake Tahoe, and then my company here is called Tahoe Ayurveda. And I want to share with you about Ayurveda. So I want to give you some background and some foundational tools and just really help to excite you, inform you, guide you, and support you in this incredible holistic medicine that is full of deep philosophy, spirituality, and really empowers you to make day-to-day choices that can help support your ultimate being, your highest potential, and your deepest good. So Ayurveda is thousands and thousands of years old. The texts always say 5,000 years old. And back then, it was passed down orally, and it was the people who sat out in observed nature and watched the cycles and the seasons and the everyday and really deeply connected in a meditative state and received incredible insight into our life and our existence and our interconnectedness. And they really witnessed how our human bodies are the same as nature. So the external environment, the internal environment, and how we are all affected by the same qualities. So when I talk about the qualities, we're like, if it's wet or dry, if it's fast or slow, if it's rough or smooth, if it's static or mobile. So these different qualities that the earth and our bodies experience. So when we think about Mother Earth, right, we have the seasons, and the seasons are hot, they're wet, they're windy, they're dry, and they change and they change and they change. And so the earth is always trying to find her balance and for life to exist and for life to flourish. And yes, there's areas on this earth that are very, very, very dry, and there's not a lot of life there. And there's areas that are like extremely wet, and those are extremes. But where life exists and thrives in our bodies and where we decide to live and live with the land, there's these balance of the seasons. And so when we think about in our own bodies, we are to these qualities. So when we're running around the earth and we're going too fast, we're like, oh my God, I gotta slow down. And we're getting messages from our body and we're not feeling great and we're just going, going, going. So if we slow down, we create balance. If we're too dry and we're getting like constipation and itchy skin and dry eyes, it's like, wow, what can I do? You wanna bring in moisture, right? If you're too wet and you're like damp and sluggish or like edema and holding water in the tissues, we need something astringent and something more drying in order to balance the environment. So we're really thinking about who we are every day, and that changes. So it's a dynamic interplay of the environment, the seasons, our unique constitution, and then our stages of life, and how we can understand who we are and how we can live in a deeper state of balance. And when we become in a deeper state of balance, that offers the opportunity to do deeper work, to really connect with our purpose, our divinity, and to show up for this life in our most highest self, our optimal potential. And that provides this deep fulfillment. And in Ayurveda, it's a karmic maturation that we get to go through, and these deep lessons that we get to learn in this lifetime. So we really want to learn about our physical body, our mental body, our emotional body, and how that invites and opens up this deeper opportunity for a spiritual depth and connection and understanding and fulfillment. So Ayurveda gives us these tools every day through our diet, through our lifestyle, through morning routine, daily routine, nightly routine, seasonal routine. So it's all about this routine. So the earth isn't like, I think today the sun's gonna rise at 11:30, and then tomorrow it's going to rise at 7:30, and then it might set at 5, and then it might set at 8. No, it's almost like beautiful rhythm, and we love it, and it provides this everything that we get to experience here. And so we too thrive with a natural rhythm and a daily routine. And that allows our nervous system to anchor in, that allows our digestive system to really have this great processing opportunity for the food that we take in, that we assimilate, and that creates all of our tissues and directly influences our hormones, our mood, our mental clarity. So again, diet and lifestyle. And then there's also herbs that you can take when there is an out of balance state to help bring you back into balance. And then we have practices. Yoga is our sister medicine, and that can be used more of a therapeutic yoga approach, not necessarily the classes that we're going to here in the West, but really specific postures in order to help bring back into balance. So when we're, if we need some like movement, we're thinking more like sun salutation. We really want to like stoke the fire and move the body. And if we've been going too hard, we want something more restorative and more yin practice and just really nourishing and being on the earth, right? So there's these different ways that yoga can apply to really help in a therapeutic way bring ourselves back into balance. It's very intelligently designed. Then there's meditation for daily practice. That really invites this opportunity of deep stillness and to really have a direct experience with not the body and not the mind, but that which is always and already available at the kind of ground of being, that like quality. And the more we practice, the more we can really feel that fluidity as we move out into the world of that really calm, loving, deep place that resides in all of life. Then we also have breath work, and there's all different breath work. So there's a breath work technique for if we're too hot that cools the body. We have one to really balance the left and right brain and really open up the respiratory tract. But ultimately, the breath is something to concentrate on and to anchor into that is always available. And it really just helps to create this nice, harmonious inhale and exhale to the system. And it's the prana, it's the vitality. And it helps to harmonize and balance and just create something to focus on so that the mind doesn't just go wild. So it brings it back to focus. The mind becomes quiet because it's focusing on the breath. And then the breath really helps to calm the system, calm the anxiety, and just create space in each moment of the inhalation, the pause, the exhalation, the pause. Ayurveda also has bodywork techniques. One of the daily routines is doing self-massage with herbalized oil, warm herbalized oil. And that really helps to lubricate the tissues, the joints, the muscles, give that skin just like that nourishment that it needs for longevity and beauty. And then it's also, there's practitioners that specialize in Ayurvedic body work. And so that's kind of the recommendations. So Ayurveda applies the diet, the lifestyle, herbs, yoga, meditation, breath work, and body work. And all these things help to create balance, a deeper understanding of who we are, and an invitation to take responsibility for our own daily existence and living, and how we can understand ourselves and fine-tune our instruments, really work with the different systems, and create the opportunity for this incredible life to flourish and thrive in its highest potential. So welcome to Ayurveda.